Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you guys can see by the name or the title of this video, it's a very personal content. And to be quite honest, it is not easy shooting such content because if I can tell you guys how many times I had to shoot this in order for me to find the right way to say this. And it came to a stance or came to a point where I realized that there's never going to be a perfect way to say this than to just say it and just be honest to yourself and honest to your viewers and honest to the change basically. When I started this YouTube channel is because I was on a journey of discovering myself, basically finding out who I am, who I'm meant to be, and what am I supposed to be doing. Because I won't lie, guys, I was suffering through depression. I was suffering through anxiety, and constantly in my mind I kept having all these thoughts. Who am I? What is my purpose on this planet? And guys, I won't lie, depression, anxiety, stress, trauma, those things are common. A lot of people go through those things in life. And now I've come to a point where I feel like I need to share this story if it's gonna help the next person, or if it's gonna also help me also to heal and let go of everything that has been holding me back in the past. And one of the things recently that have encouraged me to actually do this video is one of my close friends. She went through the same depression, and it got so serious that it made me realize that, you know what, if I can share my story and help someone else along the way, why don't I do that? Because now I have a platform that I started using, and it's a perfect platform to help other people along the way, and not just keep you guys entertained or teach you this and that, but to also help other people along the way as well who are going through such things. So before I get started, let me just introduce myself. My name is Nolisengiso Ndomo. I come from the Eastern Cape. I grew up from a family of 6. I grew up with both my parents up until recently. I grew up in a very warm home, and I got along with all my siblings. I still get along with all of them right even now, helping each other grow along the way. But those are all common things that people can have in their lives. And just because you have those things or you grew up with those things, it doesn't automatically or necessarily mean that you have had a perfect life, or you shouldn't complain about other things or other issues that you come across along the way, because you need to appreciate the bigger things. To be honest, guys, most of the things, or one of the things that kept me going and kept me, is because I always looked at my situation, and I always looked at the issue that I went through, the trauma that I went through, and I kept telling myself that, but someone else went through worse than you did, so you have no right to play the victim. But one thing I've realized, that when I started to want to take this journey to connect with God, is that I realized that I've been playing a victim for a while now. And even though I thought, or I told myself that I wasn't playing a victim, I was playing a victim. I was playing a victim in a sense that it took me so long to heal. It took me so long to let go. And it took me so long to stop being sad, to stop being angry, to stop being hateful, or to just stop shutting everyone in the whole world, and just keeping myself and just keeping a distance between me and my loved ones. So, mind that I had a perfect family, that there's no doubt about that. I would never complain about my family. Yes, each family has issues, and no family is perfect. But one thing that changed my life, and it changed my character, and it changed the person that I grew up to be, is that when I was a child, and this was like before, way before I think it was even before I was 10 years old, I used to get along with my father, like so close with my father that every time you run errands, I would want to go with him. And and there was nothing wrong with that. I mean, you get kids who get along with one of the parents, either or both the parents. But my relationship with my dad was so much closer than my relationship with my mom. But along the way, it came to a point that I needed to stop hanging around with my dad. And the reason why I stopped, guys, was because one of this one time when my dad and I think there was my uncle as well, my father's brother, and there was also another guy who was a police there, and he was sitting in the back seat with me. So this one time when my dad left the car with my uncle, this man, and I was sleeping. And I realized, because I'm a very light sleeper, guys. So I realized that as soon as my dad opened the door and he was closing the door because he was stepping out of the car, I woke up. As I was waking up, I realized that there was someone who was fidgeting and they were busy touching me. And they were touching me everywhere. So I tried to move, to shuffle, just to show them that I'm waking up. But they wouldn't stop. And I wouldn't say, guys, I was raped. I was not raped. As far as I can remember, I was not raped. But that guy molested me. That guy was touching me, was doing things that I was not. As a kid, you don't know those kind of things, and you don't know what's going on. But you know deep down in your heart that this is not right. I've never experienced this before. I've never been touched this way before, not by anyone. So I didn't understand why this man was busy fiddling and touching me. So that when it happened, immediately my relationship with my dad started growing further and further and further apart, because now I didn't want to go with him anymore anyway, because I kept thinking about this man. If I see him again, he's probably going to do something, or he's probably going to do the same thing that he did, and I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. So I stopped hanging around with my father. But that's not the end of it, guys. Trauma does not work like that. Your behavior might still be the same, or your character might still be the same, but deep down, something happens to you. And right here, something also happens to you. So that whole incident triggered something in my mind, which made me create this double personality, where the one was shy, adorable, respectful, humble, quiet little being, and the other one was just this tomboy, hardcore, I don't care, swear a lot, do drugs, drink, whatever, I could do to just numb my emotions or just numb my anger. And I created this whole person that I couldn't trust easily, for starters. So I struggle with trusting people. And even though sometimes I'll allow myself to trust people, I'll only trust them up to a certain point, because I'll keep telling myself in my head, this person maybe they have a certain intention, or this person might hurt me along the way. So I'd rather just keep my distance and not, fully trust them or fully commit to them or fully allow myself to be vulnerable around any person. That created a space between me with my friends, with my parents, my siblings. We got along, but I also developed that whole ability to pretend that everything was okay, even when things were not okay. And even if sometimes I'd want to cry, I'll just laugh and smile, and people think I'm okay. And immediately, when I'm by myself, I'll start to cry. And the sad thing was that I grew up to think that if I have any problem, I should just keep it to myself, and eventually it will just go away, it will disappear. So I used to grow up then telling myself that this thing that happened to me when I was a child, it's really not bad. So there's no need to make a big fuss out of it. And that thinking that, you are aware that something happened, but you tell yourself that it's not bad, and you keep telling yourself that some people have gone through worse, is not healthy for anyone, guys. It is not healthy for anyone, because then it'll go and it will come back. It will go and it will come back, and then there will be something that will happen. It will trigger it again, and then you're gonna start all over again. You're gonna be all over the place. Your emotions. I also suffered, like, I won't lie, I suffered from bipolar. I suffered from short temper. I suffered from anxiety and panic attacks. I suffered from depression and stress. Only now, recently, this year, things started to change for me. And that was when I decided to trust in God and start to get to know God. Because, guys, I will not lie to you. Immediately, when you start to allow yourself to trust or start to open up to someone, it slowly and surely it starts to heal you, because then eventually you start having this need to speak about whatever is eating you inside. I realized that in order for me to be able to do or to be able to start my YouTube channel and push it the way I want to push it, I'm gonna have to change something about me. Because then if I start this YouTube and I'm still the same person as last year, it's gonna drag whatever I'm doing on my channel. So I started to allow God into my heart, to open up and confess and say whatever was in my heart, whatever was weighing in my heart, whatever was eating me up in my heart, and whatever was making me so angry. And I kid you not, guys, I won't lie to you. Trying or wanting to connect with God has made my life so much better, because I found myself fasting, which is something I don't remember fasting before, but I found myself fasting. Every single month I fast. I do a fasting, whether it be a day or two. And recently I did a 3-day, which was really amazing. Spiritually, it was amazing. But these kind of things, like wanting to connect with God, it put me in a situation where I felt a need to read the Bible, because every time I would learn more about God, it will give me peace inside, and it will actually show me that you need to let go of what happened. And if letting go is confronting the matter or speaking out about it, I need to do exactly that. So I started fasting, I started meditating, and I started I've also started a spiritual journey as well. And also I started reading, and I will not lie, I kid you not right now. Ever since I've started all those things, my life or my mind has evolved up to a point where I started to notice certain things that I was doing wrong, or things that I was doing wrong to other people, and how my actions were affecting other people. And hence that's why I felt a need to reach out to all my friends, everyone who's ever been my friend in my life, just to say thank you for being there and thank you for growing me. And that video, guys, because I was supposed to shoot a video for friends, the video, I was going to shoot it the same day when I found out that my dad passed away. And that didn't happen because I wasn't going to be able to shoot. So I decided, you know what, maybe this was a sign that I'm not supposed to start with that video. I'm supposed to start with this one, so that at least I work my way up as I share these kind of things with you guys. I work my way up to helping other people as well, and just sharing my experience with you guys, and just hoping that it's gonna help, even if it's just one person out there who's going through the same thing. And one thing I know for a fact, that allowing God to be part of your life, He actually heals you. My heart has never felt this light ever in my life. I've realized that even my habits, like complaining and getting angry, or this short temper thing, all these things are starting to fade away now. I'm starting to open up. I mean, even with my mom, like recently, because I had to go home for the funeral, I started opening up to my mom, and I told her about this same incident that happened when I was a child. And because I've shared it with my boyfriend, I've shared it with my siblings, it was easier for me to share it with my mom, because I have shared it with other people, and I realized that sharing it wasn't as heavy as it would have been before, because I've made it a point that I'm aware of such a thing, that it happened. And unfortunately, I cannot confront the person who did it to me, because I wouldn't even know where to start to find them. But how else can I let this go? So I will pray often that, please God, give me peace in my heart. I invite you to come and heal my heart, and I pray that I let go of the past, and I pray that I forgive anyone who's ever done me wrong in the past. And just those prayers alone, they've healed me, guys. They've literally healed me. I do not have any depression now. I do not have any stress. I do not have any anger. I do not have any I don't have anxiety. I'm not suffering from anxiety anymore. And I've just found myself feeling happy most of the time, feeling positive, and looking at every situation that I go through and finding something positive about it, and just giving thanks to God for that positive thing. Because one thing about life, if you want to change your life for better, you need to change your behavior, you need to change your attitude, you need to change the way you think. So you can't expect to have positive results when you have a negative mind, or you're always complaining, or you're always looking at negative things. So that it never works. It never works at all, guys. So I wouldn't say that everything is perfect now. I'm good, I'm healthy, I still have those small issues that I'm still working on. Obviously, not everything will just magically work out for you overnight. It does not work like that as well. It also takes time to heal, because this is not something that just happened recently and I'm trying to heal with it, or something that I've lived with for a year. It's something that I have lived with for as long as I can remember. It's something that has become a habit for me. And now that I am working on healing myself, or healing the issue, or just resolving, or like allowing God to heal my pain, it really does truly feel amazing. And it does feel, it opens up my mind to think wider now, and to always look at things in a sense of a bigger picture. Because looking at things in small sectors, it sometimes doesn't work, because in life you're gonna have challenges and good times. And for me, I will always say, and one thing that now I'm realizing is that my challenges were a blessing in my life. Because challenges, guys, are supposed to grow you. Challenges are supposed to make you stronger. Challenges are supposed to challenge you to think outside the box. And that's what I'm always grateful for my challenges. I always pray that God blesses my challenges, because I know that in life, everybody's gonna get challenges. Nobody is gonna have a perfect life where there's no challenge or there's no issue or whatever. So I'm always thankful for my challenges, because my challenges grow me, they make me a better person, and they evolve me basically. So guys, one thing that I'm grateful for God's timing, is that even though I would have loved that my dad didn't pass away, I know that God has time for everyone. God has set time for each and every one of us, and there's gonna come a time where I'm gonna pass on as well. There's gonna come a time where a relative is gonna pass on. There's gonna come a time where each and every one of us is gonna pass on. That is a fact. But one thing that I am grateful for to God is that if my dad had passed away last year, I know for a fact that I would have not acted the way I acted now. I know for a fact that I would probably be a mess. I don't know what I was gonna be doing, guys. Honestly, I don't know. But all I know is I wasn't gonna act as strong and positive as I have been recently. But the heaviness of losing a father, it's not easy. And one thing I've learned from this other friend of mine from high school, she was saying that it's not about being strong, it's about being yourself, but allowing yourself to have those moments where you are vulnerable, where you are emotional. You allow yourself to cry if you feel like crying. You allow yourself to scream if you want to scream and shout. But also to remember the memories and cherish the memories, because the memories also, they remind you that even though this person is no longer here, but at least you got to have some time with them, and you got to spend some time with them. And that on its own, like, I really need to be grateful for that, because some people grow up without a father. Some people, their fathers just leave the home and they never see their fathers again. So I'm truly grateful for that my father didn't leave, or that I never grew up without a father. So those are the things I say, that in every situation, there's gonna be a bad and a good. But who am I? What am I gonna be looking at in each situation? Am I gonna be looking at, my father died, so now I'm angry. Now, why did he leave? Because guys, death is a normal thing. And we were not the first family for it to happen. And we definitely and certainly not the last family for this such thing to happen. So for me, I looked at the situation and I realized that I need to be grateful and I need to be thankful that I had so much time to spend with my dad. I got to know my dad, even though we were not as close, but at least I knew that I had a dad that I could call if, I was in trouble, or like if I had a problem, I could call him and he'll be there for me. You know what I mean? So it's really sad losing a father, especially if you got along with your father or you loved your father. It's really, really sad. It's not a happy time or a happy memory. But I'm always going to cherish my father's memories. I'm going to have those times where I allow myself to cry. And it's okay, because that's part of healing and that's part of living with the situation, and allow yourself to cry, because holding those emotions in, it's never a good idea, because then you start having all these panic attacks and depression and everything else, which is what I don't want to go back to ever again. I'm gonna have some stressful things along the way in my life, but I don't want to ever go back to being depressed. So that's basically how I came to learn to let go of the past, to let go of the things that were holding me back, and to allow myself to find peace and find happiness and find positive. I've had people in my life who've helped me along the way, my family, my friends, and recently my boyfriend. He's been one of those people who's been very supportive, who's been very caring. He's always there for me and he loves me, and and sometimes he doesn't even have to say it. I see it by his action that this guy does genuinely care and love me. So I have those kind of people that I am truly grateful for, and possibly people that have helped me along the way to not do or like commit suicide, or like something that is just something that I'll definitely regret. So I am definitely grateful for my life. I'm grateful for who I am. I am grateful for a lot of things, and one thing I'm realizing about myself now is that since I'm evolving and changing, I'm realizing that there's a lot that I do not know about myself, and now I'm just like, I wasn't this person and now I am this person. I wasn't doing that and now I'm doing this. I wasn't thinking that and now I'm thinking that. And honestly, I love it. I love it. I love it to the core, because I'm always trying to challenge myself every single day. I'm always trying to challenge myself. So guys, whoever right now is going through some type of way, is going through depression, is going through stress, or is going through something that is just holding them back or making them feel like they don't have control of their life, one thing I can say is God is the solution. God is the answer. All you have to do is open up your heart and do it with your heart. Because if you do it with your mind, or you do it with the intention of pleasing other people, or like doing for other people, it's not gonna work. It needs to start here in your heart. Connect with God, and trust me and believe me, your life will start to change. Thank you.